So this is the thing. We want to replicate this design, or replicating this design for our next practical. So the first thing we'll do is to get our background color. So how do we get our background color? How do you get our background color? You go to your color. If you observe, the color is 2. We have 2 color here. So the first thing you do is come to this place and then you tap it. Now you don't use your normal color, you go to gradient. This is gradient. This is what I mean by gradient. You come to gradient. Now you come to gradient and then you pick your color. Now there are different ways you can pick your color. If you have the design you already want to replicate, you can tap this place here. You can tap this place to steal color from the design. So you tap here, you look for the flyer, and then if you are looking for the middle color, you tap here. You tap any part of the place you want to steal the color from. You tap it. Okay. And then let's get the outer part of it. Come on. So you tap here to get the outer part. Now we already have our color. So that's our background. The next thing we want to do is to add our texture. I told you guys about texture. What texture is? Texture is the feel of your background. You add your texture. Now I already have a texture here, so I'll just see it. I just make it visible. Now this is a texture. Come in. I make you guys see the texture very well. Now this is a texture. Let me make it visible. Are you seeing something like flower? It's a texture. Now you don't make your texture to be more visible, so you reduce the opacity of your texture. Reduce the opacity of your texture, and then you put it in the middle. Then you go over there to lock it so that it will not be moving. You see this thing that is like key. Why some of your designs are moving while you are designing it? Because you don't need to lock it. This thing that look like key, whenever you tap it, you are locking that particular element. Whether it be text, you are locking it that way. So I've locked the texture. Now after you added your texture, you can also use text as your texture. So I already have text here that I want to use as my texture, which is catering and then service. Now I added this text. You see, I added this text as my texture. I added this text as my texture. Now when you're using text as your texture, you reduce the opacity. You cannot leave text like this as your texture. You cannot put text like this and say you're adding it as a texture. You reduce the opacity. So I reduce the opacity very, very, very well to like 5, because when I edit it with other app, when I amplify it with other app, it will be more visible. So I leave it like this. So the next thing you do is to add your model. You add your model. Let's say I have the model here already. Let me make it visible. So you add the model. Now this is the model we are using. This is the model because we are designing for catering. I told you the element you add to your design is determined to what you are trying to communicate. Now this design is talking about catering. That's why you see a man wearing this catering hat. So for example, I want to make a design for a school. I should be having somebody that is wearing graduation cap. This man, why we use it, this element, this picture, because this man actually shows that he's a caterer. This man is a caterer. So that's why we add the picture. So the next thing you add, after you have added your texture, your background color, your model, the next thing you add is you add your text. But before then, you use your ruler. Now this is your ruler. This is your ruler. You use your ruler to do your design. This is your ruler. Why do you need your ruler? To give you a straight alignment. To give you straight alignment. Now let's use our ruler because, and also I told you something about white space. When you give your design white space, edge to edge white space, it actually makes your design to have a good to make your viewers to be able to relate with your design. So I'm creating this just to give my design space. Now the next thing we're adding, let's see the design we're replicating. The next thing we're adding is Chef City catering service. So let's add that. Let me see there. So we're adding this Chef City. I've already typed it already. So you type it and then so that's Chef City. Now to make all my text align so that they won't scatter, I take my ruler close to it. This is how you can move your ruler. If you want to move your ruler, tap this place, and make sure it's highlighting. That's how you can move your ruler. Now this is not for amateur graphic designers, this is for beginners. So remove your ruler, any of it you tap, remove. So for me to get a straight edge alignment, which is left, that's why I'm using the ruler there. Now we say what next are we adding? Catering service. So let's add the catering service. I already have the text here. So catering service. So this is the text. Can move your ruler, we're already growing. So this is the catering service. Now there's a shape there in our design we're replicating. We have a shape, this particular shape. You can't get this kind of shape in Pixellab shape. So in our next tutorial, I'll be teaching you guys how to do this kind of shape in Pixellab. So let's continue. So next thing we add is to put on our shape. Now this is the shape. In Pixellab, you can't get this kind of shape in your shape in Pixellab. But in our next tutorial, I'll teach you guys how to get this kind of edge, this edge in Pixellab. So I want you to keep tuned to this YouTube channel so I can put you on to the next how to do this in Pixellab. So now the next thing we want to add, let's see our design here that we are replicating. Next thing we want to add is this shape, how they did this shape. So these two shapes, I'll teach you how to do it in our next tutorial. So subscribe to this YouTube channel and then keep tuned for you to keep on getting more values. Now let's add the shapes. Now these are the shape. I'll teach you in our next tutorial how to add this shape to your videos. Now there's something, if you see our design, we have a particular shape, this one down here. So where we have the contact, this one. So we're adding that now. We're adding that shape now. So let's add shape. You want to add shape, you tap to this place, this add icon. Tap to this add icon. Look at where I am talking about, this add icon here. You tap it. So guys, so you have to add shape. Let's say we're adding shape. So we want to add the down shape. So we add it. So this shape now, if you see our design, the shape is actually slanting. It's not just straight like this. So how do we make our shape slanting? You tap on it, tap on this place, and then you rotate it by 5. Rotate it by 5. So we're already growing. Then we add our text. Now I told you, when adding your text, always use your ruler so as to make every of your text to be aligned. So over time, I think I have the text here already, which is food service. Where is it? Okay, food. So it says food. You can type it yourself. So we have the food these people sell. Now you align it. Remember alignment? I told you guys. Always use your ruler to align your text. It's like a student trying to write just anyhow on his notes. The class teacher will fail it. So let's add the kind of food they sell. So they were adding the kind of food these people sell. So they say they sell jollof rice, they sell pottage and all that. So it's just about adding the content. So we add that, and then we add this too. So now you see they are all aligned. That's one thing. They are all in a straight line. When you are designing, make sure they are in a straight line. Now I want to add, why do we have this box here? Is to tell the people, okay, they sell food, but they sell in home service and all that. So let's make it visible. So we have added this text. Now the next thing we want to add now is to add the contact, how people can reach out to them. So we add that here. We add that there. So I have it. So we deliver at your doorstep. You add that. Then their contact. You add all of that. We add all of that. So there's something many. Let's check the design we're replicating. There's something many we've not added yet, which is this something like van charging. So we're adding that now, which is this too. So we've gotten the design already. So I want you guys to keep tuned. So I'll teach you guys how to do this kind of shape. Subscribe to this channel so that I can teach you how to do the shape in Pixellab. So that's our design. What else do we need to add? Let's check the design we're replicating. What do we need to add? Okay, there's something we need to add, which is actually nice. I teach you guys how they added this dot. So how they added it is that they did this, they draw. Let's say we lock this design now, or we lock. Okay, let me look for something I can look. Okay, this is it. So that is it. But how you can do it is that you go to draw, you choose white color, and then you reduce the pen size. So I reduce the pen size to like 2. I zoom in very well, and then I draw, So I can even still draw here. See it, I draw. So let's reduce the size. So come like this, then like this. That's not nice. Let's clean that one. Clean that side. Let's clean that. So I've actually drawn that shape now. So we have this, but I don't like it. So you save your design. So after saving your design, you don't just leave your design there. That's why I gave you guys other app you can use to work on your design. That's what people using smartphone design do. You don't just use only Pixellab. If you are using just Pixellab, your design is still limited. So we use other apps to give quality to our designs. So I'll be pausing this video now. So after you do the design, you go to your Snapseed. Check among the apps I sent to you guys. I gave you guys Snapseed. You go to Snapseed. Let me teach you guys how to use Snapseed real quick. So you come on up first. You tap the design. It's loading. So we already have the design. So what you do among these things, you see that we have pop here. Okay. We have what do you call this? We have portrait. Look at what I'm doing down here. We have portrait. We have last edit. We have pop. We have accentuate. We have fade glow. We have morning bright, black and white. If I use them now, you will see it will be changing. See, it's changing. You can have them as black and white. I know that. But what we are using is pop. We're using pop to make the design pop out. That's why you see some of our design is shiny, and then you design yours is different. So we'll make it pop, and we'll not just leave it in pop alone. We also go to tools. This is tools. You come to tools here. Come to tools. Then you come to let me go back. I'm too fast. When you go to tools, you come to details. Now when you come to details, you see right now we're in structure. When you move your hand this way, you add this structure to the design. So when you just add just little structure, like 2 to 3 structure, and then you move your hand, you tap on it, move it up, you see sharpen. You just add a little bit sharpen to make the design sharpen. So the designer is a bit sharpen. And then the next thing we do again, you still go to tools, you come to tune image. You tap there, and then you come to contract. You give it a little bit contract, like 3 to 4 contract, and then saturation 3 to 4 saturation. But some people they remove saturation. When you are moving it left, you are moving saturation. When you are moving it right, you are adding saturation. or just add 3 or 4 saturation and your design is good. But there are more tools, but for now let's just work with this. And then to save the design, you tap this. You tap this export, and then you tap save. So your design will now save. So guys, comparing the two design, you see that there's a big difference. This is not shining, this is shiny. So that's our tutorial for today. And then please replicate it. That's our assignment. I'll teach you guys how to make this kind of shape. You can see this kind of shape in Pixellab. Teach you how to make it in our next tutorial. God bless you. This is the voice of Dominia Dominis.